Hello everyone, welcome back. My name is Wami Odumbaku. So, if you're a new subscriber, welcome. And don't forget to comment, like, share, and click the notification bell. And if you are a new subscriber, you're welcome too. Thank you, I really appreciate. So, in today's class, I'm going to be learning how to draft a basic bodice. So in order to draft our basic bodies, I will draw a straight line here, which is going to be our baseline. That's our baseline. So this one is the center front. So I'm going to start to mark our measurements from, I will mark my shoulder to bust point, which is 10.5. From shoulder to waist, which is 18 inches. That is where I'm going to stop, because this is a half scale bodice. So after that, I will mark it across. I'm going to mark it across. I want to draft the front block first, which is 10, shoulder to bust 10.5, shoulder to waist, which is 18 inches. I'm going to draw a straight line to connect it. So that's our bust line. Then this is our waistline. I will draw a straight line. That's our waistline. So there's one line that we need to add to it, which is our chest line. So to get your chest line, we are going to be dividing your bust circumference by 6. You add 1.5 inches to it. Whatever you have, we are going to mark it across too. So mine is 8.5. The bust circumference divided by 6 plus 1.5. That is where our armhole is going to sit. So I'm going to draw a straight line to connect that too. So after that, the next thing we are going to do now is to mark our neck width and neck depth, which is 3 inches by 3 inches. So I'm going to connect it with my curved roller, like so. So that is that. So I will mark my shoulder measurement divided by 2. Mine is 7.5 inches. I'll mark it here. Then on that 7 inches, I'm going to come down by ½ inch. Then I will draw a straight line. I'll draw a straight line. So from there, this is our chest line. On our chest line, I'm going to mark the same 7.5 that I have here. I will mark it on this same note, on this same line. Then I'm going to draw a straight line to connect it to our shoulder slope. You know, our shoulder is not straight, so I have to make sure I try to do that so that you can see the difference between the back, so that you know that our shoulder is not straight. So it's a kind of slanty if you watch very well. So that is that. So on this line here, you will go up by 3 inches. You mark it. Go up by 3 inches from the chest line here. You mark it. After marking, you go inward towards the center front by 0.75. Then you are going to connect it from the shoulder slope. Then you mark your bust circumference divided by 4. You mark it on your chest line. Mine is 10.5. So I'm going to connect it straight to that line. From that 0.75, just look at the way I'm doing it. So that is it. That's our armhole curve. So on this line too, so I'm going to mark my nipple to nipple distance. So the one I'm working with is 8 inches divided by 2. I'm going to mark 4 inches here. Come to the chest to the bust line, mark 4 inches. Then on this line, you come down by 1 inch. Under that 4 inches, come down by 1 inch. Then you're going to draw a straight line. That's our dart line. That's our dart line. Then you're going to open up your dart and close it by 1/2 inch on both sides. I would like to use 0.75 because that is what works for me. You can use 0.5, but for a plus size, you use 0.75 on 1 inch. So you are going to connect it like so. Then the other one too. So that is it. So I've connected I've taken my dart. So on that note, we are going to be inputting our bust circumference divided by 4 on our bust line, which is 10.5. Then on our waistline, my waist circumference divided by 4, I have 10 inches. I will mark. Then I will come to this place. I will check whatever I have there, because this one is a depth. I'll bring it to the side like so. I'll bring it to the side, then I will mark. Then I'm going to connect it with a straight ruler. So that is it. So the difference between, our back and front are not the same. If you take your measurement accurately, the back and the front are not the same because of our bust. So the difference between my back and my front is 2 inches. So I'm going to place my 2 inches here to take my bust dart. So from that note, I'm going to connect that 2 inches to my bust point. So that is it. So I'm going to connect it to my bust point. So now I'm going to cut this to show you what it looks like. Then we are going to draft the back. So these are our front bodies. So the next thing I'm going to do now is to draft our back bodies. So to draft that one, let me bring a new sheet. So we want to draft the back bodies. We are going to draw a straight line, like a baseline like we did for the front. I'm going to draw a baseline. So that is it. So that's our baseline. Then we are going to start to take our measurement like we did for the back. Here, 7.5. So my we don't normally use, we use 8.5 our chest line at the front. I divided my bust circumference by 6. I had 1.5 to 8. So I had 8.5 as my chest line. From the front pattern, we use 8.5 for the chest line. So the back and front, I told you that there is a difference between the back and the front. So the difference between the back and my front bodies is 2 inches. So from my chest line, this is my chest line here. From my chest line, I use 18 inches for my waist circumference for the back. I'm going to be using 16 inches now. The difference between the front and the back is 2 inches. When you take your measurement, if you don't know how to take accurate body measurement, let me know in the comment section so that I can do that for you too. So this is it. So the difference between our back and front is 2 inches. For this class, use your own measurement. So this is it. So from our shoulder, I'm going to mark 3 inches by 3 inches like we did. 3 inches here, 1 inch here. We use 3 inches width for the front, like this one. Can you see it? So it's 3 inches by 1. This one is 3 inches by 3 inches, while this one is 3 inches by 1 inch. That's how you're going to mark it. So I'm going to connect it going to be using my ruler to connect the neck width and the neck depth together. So that is it. So here I'm going to mark my 7.5. I'm going to mark my 7.5. Then I will mark my 7.5 on my chest line too, like we did for the front. Sorry. So I'm going to draw on the at the front. You know, we come down by 1.5 for the front, but for the back I'm going to come down by 1 inch. That 1 inch is under that 7.5. From the 7.5 you come down by 1 inch. There is it. From 7.5 you come down by 1 inch. So I'm going to connect this 7.5 that is on this chest line to my shoulder slope. It's on this same line. This 7.5 here and 7.5 here, I use it to connect it. So that's our... So the next thing we are going to do now is to measure whatever we have here from here to here. Then we divide it into 2 equal halves. Then we mark. Then we go in by ½ inch here. Then I'm going to draw a straight line to connect the ½ inch like we did for the front. You know, we use 0.75 for the front, but for the back we are going to be using 0.5. So I'm going to connect it like so. So that is it. So we are going to come here and mark our bust circumference divided by 10 inches. Then on this note, I will mark my nipple to nipple distance, which is 4 inches. I'm going to mark the same thing here, which is 4 inches too. Then I will draw a straight line to connect it. I won't get to that end. I will stop at 1 inch like we did for the front. Then I'm going to open up and close up my dart on both sides by 0.75. For a plus size, 0.75. For a small size, 0.5. So I've opened up and closed up my dart like that. So after that, I'm going to mark my nipple to nipple distance measurements. Sorry, I'm going to mark my waist circumference divided by 4, which is 10.5 here. No, sorry, that one is 10 inches. Whatever we have here, we borrowed it, so I'm going to put it on this line. Then I'm going to connect it to a straight line. So here is our basic bodice. So from here to here is 10.5. From here to here is 11.5 because of our dart intake. Our waist circumference divided by 4. I have 10 inches plus the dart intake, making 11.5. So I'm going to cut out this pattern now and show you the front and back pattern. So here is it. These are our front bodies. These are our front bodies, and these are our back bodies. So you can see that one is longer and one is shorter. But if you close this dart, the two sides will become equal. Let me try and close it. So if you close it like so, you will realize that the two bodies becomes equal. Can you see it? So this is it. So that is that about the back and our basic bodies. Thank you. Bye.